Hello, Miles Maeda here with more modern yoga movement videos for you. This series of videos, I want to cover the elements of a daily practice. For me, when I was starting to do yoga, I wanted to develop a relationship with the practice so that I could feel the results of it in my life. And to do that sporadically was not really producing any big changes. It was definitely producing some changes. But at some point, I decided I wanted to dive in, and I was in Chicago at the time. I left and came here and lived in this very retreat center. And for the first time, did a complete yoga practice for about 2 years. It definitely improved my physical health, my emotional and mental health as well. As a musician, it helped stimulate my creativity, which was definitely waning at the time. And I also felt it helped me be more open and more connected with other people. So I feel like if anyone is ready to experience what a daily practice can produce in your life, I'd like to share what those elements are. Since we're supposed to be doing a Tibetan yoga retreat right now, but we're not, I am still feeling to share some of the practices from this tradition. So there's 5 elements. There's working with the breath. There's working with the body. So that's often what people think of when they think of yoga, is the asana practice. There's working with sound and vibration. There's working with the mind, meditation, learning how to witness your mind. And then the 5th element is study, the teachings and the practices from the people who have been doing this for thousands or even tens of thousands of years. We're going to break these videos up into 4 parts. So we'll cover breath in this video. The next video will be movement. The 3rd video will be working with sound. And then the 4th video will be about meditation. All right, so we'll begin this short session with a simple breathing practice. When we do pranayama, we are really looking at the pathways in which the prana, or the life force or energy, flows through the body. And in yoga, there are 3 main channels. We have tens of thousands of channels in the body, but the 3 main ones relate to the left and right nostrils, and those are channels that run down the left and right sides of the spine. And they relate to the masculine energies and the feminine energies. So the polar opposite energies that are in us and around us. The other channel, which is considered the main energy channel in the body, is the central channel. So those 2 channels go down the sides of the body, and then they curve up right below the navel. So 4 fingers down below the navel, they connect, and that's called the juncture. And those 2 channels merge and turn into the one central channel, which runs in front of the spine, up the center of the body. And it's said that as it goes up from the heart, it widens a little bit out the top of the head. So in everyday life, we're breathing in the side channels. And you might notice that it's easier to breathe in one channel than the other, and then later in the day it might switch. So it goes back and forth, it oscillates. So we want to be able to make sure both channels are open and the energy is flowing. And in yoga, we are encouraging the juncture to open, because normally it's said that there's a knot there. So it's tied up, and the prana cannot enter the central channel. So we intentionally do different practices so that we can untie that knot or open that juncture, so the energy starts to flow up the spine or up the central channel. So this is a simple practice that opens and purifies those three channels. And when we work in this Tibetan tradition, the male channel is on the right side for men, and the female channel is on the left side. And for women, it's switched. So the left side is the masculine energy channel. The right side is the feminine energy channel for women. Now, in other Tibetan traditions, both male and female, the right side is the masculine channel. So if that's confusing, really what it means is you're free to experiment and see what works best for you. But for all these traditions consider the central channel the merging of those two energies, the channel of unification. So the goal is to get that energy in the central channel and to, over time, build this energy so that it can stabilize up at the crown of the head. Okay, so sitting in a comfortable position, you can sit on a folded blanket or a cushion or bolster. You can even do this sitting in a chair. You just want to make sure that your pelvis is centered, so relatively level. You're not tilted forward or back. And one thing you can do is just take the flesh of the buttocks and pull them back so it feels like you're sitting right on top of the sits bones. Your spine is lifted, shoulders relaxed, and the chin is slightly tucked back and slightly drawn down. And this helps to keep the channel relatively straight between the body and the head. You're going to use your thumbs and your ring fingers, your fourth fingers, and you're going to squeeze right on either side of the kneecap. So if you straighten out one leg and you feel right below the patella, the kneecap, on the left and right side, there's two little soft spots. And when you are sitting with legs cross-legged, you should be able to feel where those are. And this is helping to stimulate those right and left channels, the masculine and feminine energy channels. So we're just putting a little pressure at these pressure points as we sit up nice and tall. So we'll do 3 breaths, alternating between the masculine channel and the feminine channel. And basically what we'll do is we'll inhale, so I'll demonstrate, and bring that elbow up high. We're using the third and fourth finger to close the nostril, and then we exhale. When we're done exhaling, we keep the breath out and stay relaxed for a little bit. And then we'll do the other side. So we inhale, stretch that elbow up high, opening that channel. And using the third and fourth fingers, close the nostril and exhale. Let the elbow come down a little bit. And then when we're finished with the exhale, we're just relaxed, keeping the breath out. So again, in this tradition, the men will start with the right arm, and then the left. We'll do that 3 times each. And then for women, start with the left, and then the right, 3 times each. Okay, so that's a total of 6 breaths. So we're going to do 9 breaths. The last is the central channel, so we'll inhale through the side channels. And then we begin the exhale sitting up nice and tall, feeling the breath coming out at the top of the head. And we want to feel a lift from the base of the skull as we bend forward, and we feel like we're stretching the spine forward, keeping the back relatively straight. If you can, your forehead touches the floor. And then we come up and we do that 3 times. If you're bending your spine to get your head on the floor, then it's not that important to get your head on the floor. What's more important is to feel this lifting of the spine and generally keeping it straight as you bend forward. So maybe you can get your head on the floor. Otherwise, just focus on lifting and stretching the spine. Okay, so we'll do 3 times alternating right and left sides, and then 3 times down the center. And this is the 9 purification breaths. Okay, so again, just checking that you're sitting in a comfortable position. Be aware of the right and the left channels, which go from the nostrils down the sides of the spine, and then the juncture connects those two channels, and then we have the third central channel going up the center of the body. So let's just do a couple long, deep breaths to begin. So you press the navel forward and inhale, drawing the breath, filling it from the bottom to the top. And then when we exhale, we're relaxing the chest, the ribs, and then drawing the navel back, squeezing the air out. This is called bottle breathing. So we inhale, it feels like we're filling a bottle with breath all the way up to the top, and exhaling from the top down. And let's just do that one more time, inhaling. Exhaling. Okay, men start with the right arm, women start with the left. Inhale, bring the arm up. Stretch the elbow up, opening that channel. Closing off that nostril, exhale out the opposite side. Relax, and we stay empty. And then the other side. Inhale, bring the arm up, stretch the elbow up, opening that channel. Closing off the nostril, exhaling. And then being relaxed, empty hold. Inhale, opening that channel. Exhale. This is empty. Inhale. Exhale. So we're releasing impurities and staying relaxed as we hold empty. Last round, inhaling. Exhaling. Empty hold. Inhale. Stretching up. Exhale, releasing. And empty hold. Now the central channel, inhale through both side channels. Breathing all the way down to the juncture. Exhale, lift the spine. And then begin to bend forward, stretching from, or lifting from the back of the head. Inhaling, coming up. Maybe your forehead can touch the floor. Exhale, then start to bend forward. Keep lengthening the spine. Inhaling up. So breathing up and out that central channel, out the crown of the head. Inhaling up. And then exhale, relax. And just take a moment to observe yourself and notice the effects of doing that simple practice. This is something that can be done all by itself, or it can be done as a preparation to do some physical movements or meditation. So if you like this video, hit that like button and subscribe if you want to be notified of more content. And if you'd like to support the creation of these videos, then feel free to visit my Patreon page. And that information is in the description below. So if you want to continue this practice, then you'll move on to the movement video. And thank you very much for practicing today.